So please spare those threats for other characters. Rigathi is beyond threats, and you know it. And we must speak for the people of Kenya, because if we don't do it, there will be no country. You have compromised Raila Odinga, you have bought parliament, you have bought Senate. If you succeed in silencing us to talk for the people of Kenya, who will speak for the people of Kenya? I cannot be intimidated.
Imagine being told you'll be arrested the moment you set foot in Kenya, and instead of hiding, you announce you'll give the police your exact arrival time and flight number. That is Rigathi Gachagua's latest move, and it is aimed straight at Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen and Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. Not just defiance, this was mockery in its purest political form.
When my day to go to Kenya is due, I'll announce the date,
yes,
the hour, and the flight number.
Thank you very much.
So that whoever is interested, in arresting me can go ahead and do it. And let me tell you, I was arrested many times before the new administration. I never changed my stand. In fact, it hardened my resolve. All those things they are doing, they are just hardening the resolve of our supporters.
It started over the weekend when Murkomen and Kindiki warned that Gachagua could face arrest upon his return from the United States of America. The message was clear. The state is ready to act, but within hours, Gachagua turned the threat into a joke, essentially telling them, quote, "Here is your chance. I'll even make it easier for you," end of quote.
You know, we have joked for far too long. We want to say without fear of contradiction. Because he has said he has information and he knows, and he has an agent who is sitting in meetings with Al-Shabaab. As soon as he lands in Kenya, he must record a statement to tell us exactly which meetings he's doing with terrorists.
I hear there is a leader who spoke outside Kenya and said they have information that can help us preempt any attack by Al-Shabaab, because they have information on who and where plans to terrorize Kenyans are being made. We therefore want to ask the relevant agencies to make sure that the people who are saying they have information on terrorists and criminals, they must be held accountable and they must record their statement so that they can help us to investigate, establish the issue, and make sure we protect Kenya from harm.
The flight number comment wasn't just a soundbite. It was a calculated humiliation. To mock an arrest threat is to question the power and seriousness of those making it. For Murkomen and Kindiki, both seen as political enforcers for President William Ruto, the public taunt puts them in a corner. Either follow through and risk the fallout, or back down and appear weak.
Every day they discuss me in parliament for 2 hours and say they will arrest me. I just move on. I am not a leader who buys fear. And as I have explained, I think Murkomen is lost. I'm not the one who have launched investigations against William Ruto. It's the American Senate. I want to tell Soprano to take time to read Wallace Feinka. In one of his greatest works, he says, a tiger does not proclaim its tigerhood, it pounces. So, if you are what you say you are, act. Don't keep on threatening.
Tone matters, and Gachagua's tone here was casual, almost playful, as if the entire machinery of the Interior Ministry was just another opponent in a political game. This kind of framing shifts the narrative from accused politician under threat to, quote, fearless whistleblower daring the state.
Wewe usiweke siasa kwa mambo ya usalama. Al-Shabaab sio mambo ya kucheka. Ni kama hao majangili wameumiza watu wetu hapa siku mingi. That is not a joking matter.
From the United States of America, Gachagua hasn't just been mocking threats. He has been making allegations. He claims President William Ruto's government is corrupt to the core and even accuses the president of meeting with Somalia's Al-Shabaab militants. They touch on both Kenya's domestic stability and its global security reputation.
William Ruto,
You need to know, the Americans want to know why you are working with Al-Shabaab. Why, when you are in Mandera, you met 3 leaders of the Al-Shabaab militia at night.
And then came the international play. Gachagua says he is ready to testify before the US Senate if called, urging Kenyans in the US to lobby their senators to investigate Kenya's conduct as a major non-NATO ally. This means the political flight could spill beyond Kenya's borders and into Washington, D.C.
We cannot help in any investigations because the Kenya government has not initiated any investigations against William Ruto. The people who have initiated investigations is the American Senate. So if there is need for us to help in investigations, we'll help the American Senate, not the Kenya government, because the Kenya government has not initiated any investigation. Number 2, the Kenyan government cannot investigate William Ruto because those policemen work under him. And all the things he is doing of killing people and abducting people, he is doing with the very police. So there is nobody stupid enough to go and report William Ruto to the Kenyan police. Nothing will be done against it. So whoever sees, please don't sell fear to us. You know we cannot buy. In any case, it is the same CS who said that when 5 chiefs were abducted by Al-Shabaab, he said that they will go into negotiation with the Al-Shabaab to have them released.
Remember, as a former Deputy President and National Security Council member, Gachagua sat in on classified briefings and security decisions. If he is willing to talk openly in an international forum, that could expose sensitive information the government would rather keep buried. For Murkomen and Kindiki, arresting him now carries massive political risk. His support base could interpret the move as a political persecution, and his taunting comments could become a rallying cry.
The challenge is facing William Ruto. Is William Ruto who is being told to account by the Americans for his activities with the terrorist organizations. The people of Mandera, the Somali community, are innocent and have nothing to do with it. And by the way, I want to tell the politicians there in northern Kenya, if you want to defend William Ruto, defend him. But don't try to create a wedge between us and the Somali community because we have nothing against them. They are part of Kenya and they too are telling us they are suffering just like the rest of Kenyans. And doesn't mean because Aden Wale is eating, the Somali community are eating. They are also complaining of marginalization. They are complaining of bad economic times.
Kenya has seen this movie before. Past attempts to arrest opposition figures from Jaramogi to Raila have often ended up strengthening their political positions. The optics matter as much as the legal grounds. Right now, the ball is in the government's court. Gachagua has turned the threat into a spectacle, daring them to act while drawing international attention. The question is, do Murkomen and Kindiki call his bluff, or does this public mockery leave them politically boxed in? For Maisha TV, I'm William Juma.